Welcome back on I Am Casa. This is Andrea Casalegno, and today we're with a special guest for a whole bunch of different stories. Some that I lived with him, some that I saw from afar, and some that we're gonna write together. So buckle up and enjoy the video. Etienne,
Hello,
thank you
Andrea.
for being here so much. For those who don't know you yet, Etienne Malec,
Yes.
founder of Baltic Watches.
Yes. I'm glad to be here, frankly. That's pretty cool.
Me too.
First time in Italy since quite a while, so...
Where were you before?
Well, I was in Paris.
In Italy.
But no, in Italy, the last time, I think it was Cinq Terre, so in French, but frankly in English, I will
No
not...
clue.
Five...
Oh,
close to-
Cinque Terre, yes.
Cinque Terre, Cinq Terre. Voilà.
Terre. I thought it was the only word.
No.
Okay,
And
okay.
I didn't catch the Italian.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
you know.
And it's also not an easy part of Italy to understand
Yeah.
dialect, so it's...
Yeah. It's pretty cool, actually. That
But
was pretty
never
cool.
in Milan? No, you were...
Quite a long time ago, yes, for my business actually. So yeah, that was before.
If I may know, what's your former business?
Former business was a glass business
Okay.
that I had
Okay.
for I think 8 years,
Okay.
and we had both Baltic and that glass business together for 4 years around.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was your first business.
Yeah, first business. I never worked for any other person than me and my partner, so that was our first business, yeah.
And you survived.
And we survived, kind of.
So it's
Yeah,
good.
so it's okay.
Because I have sometimes I think the same. I never
Yeah.
worked for a business and I'm like,
Yeah.
is it okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does it work?
I mean, sometimes it's not because you don't get, how people that work in other business before works, actually.
Totally.
But sometimes it's okay because
Even
you
better
do...
sometimes?
Yeah, maybe better. Because you do things differently, which is okay.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, we went straight forward to that, but we have a lot to unpack today. Honestly,
Definitely.
it's the first time we sit together in front
Yeah.
of a camera.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching as well, as always. But you're here for kind of a nice reason, at least for me, very nice and very
Definitely. Yeah.
We're gonna talk later about the watch you're unveiling very soon,
Yeah.
which is the reason that put us together
Yeah,
on...
definitely.
Well,
It's been years. It's been years.
yes, totally. So before unpacking all of that,
Yeah.
boring questions maybe, but before the boring questions even, I read a bit about you online.
Yeah.
We met how long ago? I have no clue.
5 years ago,
I would say.
I think. Yeah.
I would say.
Not before 2020, so I would say 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun because you founded Baltic in 2017.
2017, that was the launch of the Kickstarter,
yes.
and after, I mean, the brand is more or less more like 2018,
Okay.
I would say.
Which is fun because it's also the year I joined my previous company.
Yeah.
So we were entering the business
Together,
at the same
kind
time.
of. Yeah.
But I read the story, which is the one about you and your father.
Yeah.
And he kept a diary.
Yeah.
And so this is a gift for you because we actually did create a diary.
Thank you,
For
man.
watch collectors.
Thank you,
intended
amazing.
For that.
I love the dial. I mean, the dial layout like this, it's
And
perfect.
As much as in your logo, there is an Easter egg here as well, but not...
Very cool.
Thank you.
That's a really interesting idea.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We developed that with a friend of ours
Yeah.
who prints books for pretty famous companies that you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can mention Nvidia, but you know the,
No
the
worries.
big ones.
Yeah.
Which is Milani, which is a company here next doors, and nothing. It's. I mean, when I read the story, it's like, well, you really have to own one.
Yeah, I need to put everything in here.
Maybe this will be
Yeah.
the first one, and the Easter egg is Wednesday, July. This is not 15, but almost it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Birthday. Literally.
So it was intentional.
It
then.
was
It was
totally
intentional.
It was his idea.
Yeah.
Also, like you don't see people around, but that's it.
Yeah.
And so this was also not to ask
Yeah.
you about the whole story, because there's a lot of articles around,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be, I don't want to do the same that everybody does. But
Yeah.
what I'm very interested in knowing from you before we get in the new watch, which is
Yeah.
what brought us together here today, is how did you evolve a brand from a Kickstarter to the point you're now, and what was a crucial element in that?
Well, like it's been quite a journey since the Kickstarter, and I think it's the same for us all into the watches industry because it has changed quite a lot drastically. So we were into that because it was a kind of a random story because we did our glasses business before. And we got
always on Kickstarter.
No, that was a student project. The glasses
evolved in an actual business.
Not a really student. There is no teacher, that asked for us to do a company. But we were like, okay, we got, like that time dedicated to, like having classes, and we have free time. And with this free time, we can maybe do something else. So we did, like had this opportunity to do a glasses business, and that was very cool. Traveling around, I was doing a lot of pictures because I wanted to be a photographer before, and yeah, we had fun, and after 3 years, I was like, man, I want to do watches. Actually, it never really, left my mind. I was really into it, and so we kind of took the opportunity without any, thought about it, any, it was random. Like, okay, let's do it. And I knew I had some idea, I had some things to put in it. So we did things like this.
Okay.
And actually, to get back to your question, the way we have done this was the same way we, did the glasses business and the watches. There is no strategy for 10 years, 20 years, something defined perfectly. I know that in 5 years we're gonna be here, we're gonna be there, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that one. No, man, it doesn't exist.
Or because you get bored?
No, you have to be flexible. You have to change your plan always. You have to have a plan for sure. I don't, pretend that we didn't add any plan at all, but a plan is never fixed. Is never.
Sure.
Even though maybe you have a vision which is pretty clear and something like this, you need always to get to your vision like this, kind of.
What was the initial plan?
Initial plan was. I would like to be able to be in people's mind when they want to get a cool watch for less than 1,000 euros.
Okay.
And into that, I felt, at that time, so 2017, 18, 19, watches were like insanely big. It's so weird today because like vintage inspired now is common. It's the basis. Kind of.
Even Rolex did something vintage inspired.
Definitely. So now it's the basis, but before it wasn't at all.
True.
And my kind of, I collected watches. My father had several watches that he gave me. And I wanted to keep that spirit by, buying new watches, but that really have that vintage soul.
Okay.
And not something like really big, really, I don't know. They were doing some neo-vintage stuff, but,
not
big,
much,
not much, and the wrong way, kind of. And I wanted to change that wrong way, at least for me. It's always really personal vision, kind of. And I was like, yeah, they need to change. And, I remember that brand, the Seagull 1963. I don't know, do you see that watch or not? It was the only watch 10 years, 15 years ago that was mechanical watches, chronograph, small size, Esalit glass.
Yes.
Something
they
like...
They still do it, right?
They still do it the same way. That was kind of, this is cool. Why the brand didn't do the same, but in better shape, in better, you know, like branding and better. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
It also looks cooler than the majority of movements, despite it being Chinese produced.
Yeah.
It has the blue hat, the blue screws, the column wheel.
Yeah.
Like
it's a Venus 175, you know, which is a
amazing.
very cool movement, you know. So yeah,
I think it's underrated, honestly.
Yeah.
I was, you know, I also think you came kind of first in the micro. To me, you're no longer a micro
same
brand.
kind of period. I don't know if you were first, you know, like I think it was a
big case study.
Maybe, yeah.
We
had quite a huge Kickstarter at that moment. I mean, today I don't kind of follow Kickstarter now. Weirdly, not anymore, kind of. But I guess some other project went like other than this, you know. But at that time, I think we were the third or fourth bigger Kickstarter for mechanical watches.
Wow. Okay.
Which was pretty nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, but overall, also in the watchmaking space whatsoever, I think, to me, you were at least honestly a trendsetter on that. Like you were one of the first. You were one of the first micro brands to actually have an identity, have a brand itself.
Yeah.
And you know, people are talking about Baltic in Italy since.
Yeah. You told me, but you know. I told because when I hear that, you know, I'm always kind of, I don't know, man. I never heard about my own brand before, you know, kind of. I mean,
I get that.
You know, you're always into it, so it's hard to, you know, get out of the bubble and hear about your brand on a way, you know, which is totally external, let's say. So it's hard to have this, I don't know, being conscious about this.
You have to see it from the outside.
Yeah. Totally. Sometimes I want to sit in a cafe, you know, and I want to hear a conversation of two people speaking about the brand, you know. That would be amazing. But I spot every wrist on the planet that I see. And yeah, sometimes I see some.
Have you seen a Baltic today in Milan?
No.
Nah,
shit.
Well, not
I mean,
yet,
here
not
sometimes.
Yet. Of course.
Here, yes.
Couple special ones.
Yeah,
well.
sure.
Why not?
No, but being back on the vision, you know, like my vision was not vision, but my wish or vision was to be cool and visible and reachable under Southern. And also, you know, like the other thing that would be into the vision as well is that, you know, for me, watches is very interesting because it might be the only product in the world, I mean, at that, you know, like scale, let's say, where you can actually tell a lot of stories, which are not related to the watch.
Completely.
Which is amazing.
Completely.
And you know, like when I was collecting a little bit younger Rolexes and stuff of my father, 16,
okay,
16, 15. So I took back the collection from my father, and I was like, okay, so I need information. So I went on forums, board on the internet because that was the only way to get information. And I was reading a lot, and I started to sell some of the pieces to make the pieces I had from him in, you know, like doing some services and stuff because that was very expensive. And I didn't have any money because I was young and I don't come from a rich family neither, you know. And so I sold some and I started to buy some small watches, cool watches. And yeah, you know, I started like this. And two things that were really really interesting, is that the product itself, the watch, is very cool. You know, you have this feeling it's a small art piece, you know, like which is, and it's always for you. I mean, you can love it, you can enjoy it, you know, personally without any, you know, people, you know, seeing what you're enjoying on the wrist, you know, which is pretty cool. But it's also a piece on which you can actually tell a story, you know.
Totally.
And Rolex for me was the inspiration. I mean, you know, like Edmond Hillary, divers, people that do great things in the world, research, all those, you know, like extraordinary people wearing just only one type of watches.
True.
And this is for me, you know, like something that is unique. I wanted to be a pilot, but I have classes and I mean, I could not be, you know, like as good to be a pilot because I was not the scholar type, let's say.
Totally.
And when, you know, I had this opportunity to buy the first cool watch,
Which was?
a Rolex GMT,
Okay.
yeah, 16750 transitional. When I put this on my wrist, I felt more a pilot than the day before.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
I get it. Yeah.
It's something in which you can actually, you know, like
you belong to something.
you belong to something, and I don't know, it's something you create. I don't know how to say in English, but
we'll translate.
Tu projettes. You project something. You project something into the watch that you collect. At least for me, it does work like this. And so, being back on the question again, sorry.
No worries.
A little bit long.
I love that.
But the fact is, you know, when I do a watch, I always try to do that exercise to project the guy who's gonna wear it. So, if you want to do something that is sporty, a diver or something like this, I want to get that feeling of, you know, being able to project yourself into the watch, being a diver, being a pilot, being something else.
You're tempting me too much now. Huh?
And this is marketing.
Yeah.
This is marketing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
This is the art of telling stories, and I love that.
But now I need to ask you this. What did you project on that one?
Something a little bit Italian, something a little bit flashy. And I don't know, it suits you pretty well, I think.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wanted to do other questions, but I guess now is the time to.
No worries.
We
can get back to this after.
Totally,
you know.
totally. Yeah. But when you said you project something in the watch, I mean, I need to know now.
Yeah.
We're finally here after 2 years of talking about the watch.
2 years, yeah.
And I'm happy you see a bit of me as well here. You did create so what we're presenting is the new MR01 Moissanite.
Yeah.
So we can say a gem set version.
Yeah.
Totally.
It is.
It is. I'm picking up this one because basically they're very similar. It's your first ever serially produced, not in a unique piece, gem set watch.
Yeah.
Which to me is fabulous. And what you said something about this watch that to me is really incredible. This should be a great value, good looking, enjoyable watch for a fair price, which is why they are Moissanites, no diamonds and no other stuff.
Absolutely.
But what's the story about the watch? Because I know a part of that, but not all.
Yeah, so basically the story about the watch is that if I'm going back to basic, let's say, to the original, so we've done the micro rotor, I think end of 2021, beginning 2022. So October 2021 and January 2022. And for us, it was the only way to do a small, cool, refined watch with the micro rotor using that movement. And we wanted really to have those brigade indexes because that was, you know, the way it works, you know, kind of. So that was the beginning of the story for that. And it was a great success. It was a great success. A lot of, I mean, it was something that I didn't expect, to be frank, really. And you know that movement, although it has to do something thin, something pretty cool with that 7 hours, you know, sub-second.
Totally.
And so we worked on that model for years now. And you know, Yash, my designer, he was always a fan of this one, and is a little bit more flashy than me on that point, you know. Like, bonjour Yash, je te fais un petit coucou au passage. So Yash is our designer since now 2019, I think, and we are working together doing the design always. So it's
'Cause
kind of.
you did the first ones.
I did the first ones for, and I still, involve very actively in that, of course. But so I've done all myself until 2021, 2020, and it was part of it. And now we are always working together on everything. So it's very cool, and we have the same culture, the same. I mean, let's say. Most of the culture are the same. He's more, into the elegant watch, and I'm a little bit more into the sports watch.
Totally.
Let's say.
You're a car guy, so
Yeah,
that's
I am.
it for sure.
And so we were speaking about this, and one day he told me I need a gem set on this one, and I was like, yeah, that could be fun, but it never really kicked me in. Like we could do a gem set for the brand as well. That was kind of a special project.
Yes, that's what you told me as well when we first had a chat about the watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
And it was like, okay, maybe we don't do it, like for everyone, but maybe I'm gonna do me just only one, like. And I was like, yeah, definitely. If I can help you, we can do this. And a few months after, he's like, yeah, okay, I found something really interesting. And he showed me the watch, the picture that I showed you like an hour ago. And I was like, shit, that's very cool.
Totally, it is.
And
honestly,
for me, it wasn't happening on the paper, when he told me that we should put gem on this one. I was like, yeah, okay, why not? But I don't see, now the connection and stuff. So. And he has done it, and he showed me the piece, and I was like, okay, this is very cool. But still, it needed something else. Pepper, like.
Okay.
And pepper came when you and Philippe Toledano.
Of course.
Bonjour, Philippe. Hello, Philippe.
I always forget he speaks French.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
He does very well.
And very French name as well. Kind of. Yeah.
Also American though.
Yeah.
Well,
also, I don't know. Can be
ciao,
both. But the fact is, that was the sparkle that was needed to make it happen.
It was so much fun for me as well. Honestly, it was so much fun. Like we texted each other saying, "This is too cool. Why are they like?" I don't know if he texted me or I texted him, but I was like, "Etienne doesn't want to do it." And it's like we should do something. And then we did a petition. Like
petition.
It's
come on
as hell, but it worked.
It works.
It did work.
Definitely, it changed my mind. So it did work for sure.
I'm very happy for that. Honestly, the watch came out fabulous.
Yeah, and it's been 2 years, so it's been quite long in the process, and we wanted to have something a little bit specific on this one. So basically, there is the gem set, so the Moissanite, which is for as you told before, it's not grown lab diamond, it's not the Swarovski crystals, it's something in between, different. Which is not
light.
It gets more light, it gets more colorful. It's not as colorful and as pure as grown lab diamond, but it's not the same price as well. And as I tell everyone, but because sometimes people tend to not understand the fact that if it costs us more, it finishes to cost more to the customer, because we do our prices pretty simply, like cost X, margin, done. So we need to be coherent between our prices, between our costs, and what we do aside of this one, So we could not do chrome lab diamond because that would cost, maybe 4-5K or something like this.
Without even speaking about real diamonds.
Yeah.
And
it's really expensive. It's baguette. It's hard to do. It's hard to put on the bezel, and definitely that will cost a lot. So Moissanite was, I think, the right choice, because it's something that it's not, the cheapest, but it's the cool, like in between, I think. And it allowed us to do a watch that is 1,100 euros, and more of that, we changed the finishing of the movement to have something special. We might keep this for the future as well.
Because now it's like an exclusive for that watch.
For the moment, it's still exclusive for sure. And it will, in that shape, I think it will remain exclusive for that one as well.
Love that.
Yeah.
You're gonna release it in a 200 now?
Yeah, 100 and 100.
Okay.
I mean, you know, like sometimes, I don't know the translation for that, but I'm gonna make it French. Choisir, c'est renoncer. Choose is
renouncing.
Renouncing? Yes.
Totally.
And we were like, okay, so we need to choose one dial, and no, man, shit, let's make it both.
I get that.
Yeah, so this is actually why we took both dial, black, that we actually never done for the micro rotor before, which is cool. I mean, it's very classic.
It is.
It's something that you can mix with several straps, you know, very easily. So that was for me kind of the obvious choice, and with the black movement as well. So yeah, it makes sense, you know, basically.
It's a very black tie watch.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I'm gonna get changed later, but
yeah,
it's a very black tie watch. In fact, you're here in Milan also for a special dinner we're hosting tonight, which is gonna be black tie, and I
think Guillaume, my guy, and us will be the two only people wearing black t-shirt and not black tie.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I think it's
You'll
cool.
be distinguished.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I'm very happy as well for that. Thank you for believing in us and choosing us for doing that. I'm very happy because you're one of the very few people that I pitched something to, and we did that. I mean, we found our ways and we did that, because when you showed me the watch the first time, I fell in love, and this is actually still your prototype.
Yes, it is. It is.
Still love to wear it.
Yeah.
And the first idea that came into my mind is that it's a very, as you are showing now, because you're wearing one with a t-shirt, it's a super versatile watch.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's kind of like also a urban watch.
Yeah.
But it's, to me, the archetype of a black tie watch. If you don't want to wear your old watches or anything else. So the idea came to my mind straight away, and this is not a spoiler because when the video is out, dinner will be done, and you'll see some footage from tonight. The idea was to combine both things. So tonight you're gonna have some Milanese cuisine, very typical, with a lot of butter. But on a black tie. And this to me was the essence of the watch, and it's the whole story. First of all, the fact that when you were speaking about yourself, the forums, buying and selling, that's my story as well. Like, we
came all like this, kind of.
Yeah, but
I guess, you know.
I'm seeing a whole evolution that really makes me feel attached somehow, and I'm very happy for that, and I hope we're gonna have a lot of fun. And
definitely.
It's really the watch I was looking forward the most till now. I'm very happy you released it. But how did this dial came to life?
So this dial came to life the same way I just told before. Choosing is renouncing.
Yes.
Because, you know, like when we designed that watch, I had those two type of dial which are inspired by the past, of course.
Sure.
But they always, you know, been a little bit tweaked to be more modern. And so this is the roulette dial, and this is the breguet dial. And because, you know, like we are doing sector dial since the beginning of the watch. Beginning of the brand, sorry, but I
remember a lot of
a lot of sector dial.
And one was the collected man one.
Yes, and we wanted to have this, you know, sector dial also on the micro rotor. So we went for that one, and it's definitely different. It's definitely more, I don't know, like Art Deco kind of.
Yes.
Than the Breguet indexes.
This is more like the day version, and this is more the night version.
Yeah, definitely.
Somehow.
Yeah, it's more scientific. You know, it's more Art Deco. It's more. This is like, you know, cocktail.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But I think it goes well.
Yeah.
And the bracelet?
And the bracelet, so basically we use, you know, old beads of rice.
Totally.
With the straight end, so 20 to 16, which is, I mean, it's hard a little bit sometimes, you know, that for people that are different.
Totally. But you know, the fun fact was when you sent me the two watches
Yeah.
for today's event, this was really unexpected because this is from another watch.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
Same choice. You know, pretty logical, I would say,
Wow.
but definitely cool. I
and you
think.
did a great job. This is pretty cool with
Yeah.
the pins on the side.
Very comfortable. The only thing that is a little bit tricky on that one, that bracelet,
Hair.
is air. But fortunately, you know, I don't have any, so I don't.
lucky.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's pulling them totally all the time.
Definitely. So this is one point, and the second point is to adjust properly the
Yeah, but
length.
you have a lot of
Yeah.
holes on the side.
Because actually you cannot cut and you cannot
No.
remove.
Oh, you cannot remove
No.
at all?
No. So we have
Oh, no.
3 sizes, and we need to be perfectly on this, you know, like related to the medium and size, and small size has to connect, you know, on the right size and stuff.
Which
Headache.
kills the stock management, I guess.
Headache.
I get that.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 They're finally here. I still cannot believe it.
Yeah. It's been quite a long time, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. I'm not easy to convince.
No, but you lended me yours, which is a
Yeah.
huge honor. I'm still wearing with great pride.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you also convinced your designer on doing a black dial as he did, because to
Definitely.
me, when you told me you were gonna do a gray one,
Yeah.
which was nice, but not
Yeah.
as nice. Honestly, this to me was the coolest, and
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how people are gonna react to it. But I think it's gonna
We'll
go
see.
pretty well.
We'll see.
I hope.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there is a lot going on with Baltic. Do you wanna
Yeah, sure.
give
sure.
us a little bit more about what's
Sure.
coming? I kind of know a little, because
Yeah.
people, you're lucky to come to the dinners in Paris, because last time you brought
Yeah.
kind of a lot of knowledge.
Okay, yeah, it's always interesting for me. You know, like we are not, you know, like speaking about any new stuff, you know, on our Instagram when it's in preparation.
Sure.
I mean, even on my, I don't know, like personal Instagram or whatever. But so we are never talking about that. But the only spot where I feel it's logical and it's cool, because I always wear 2 watches, and usually I always wear 2 prototypes that are not released yet, usually. So, which is the case today.
You no longer wear any other watch, basically.
No, that's
Baltic ambassador.
that's kind of an issue, because sometimes you need to let that on the table and refresh your mind a little bit.
It's like a detox.
It's like a detox from our own watches, which is pretty weird, but which is very important actually, because you need sometimes to have some fresh, you know, ideas, fresh thought and stuff. So yeah, but also, you know, you need to wear them to be sure that do I have to change this small thing or not? Because sometimes, you know, like I guess you know that feeling pretty well, but you see a watch and you are in love.
You put it on the wrist.
You put it on the wrist and you are still in love, but just slightly less.
Yes.
And then you see it more often, and you're like, no, it's not for me actually.
Totally.
In the reverse way, you can have, you know, it's not for me, and then you love it.
Very often as well.
Yeah. So for me, you know, I need to wear them maximum time, you know, to be able to see if something that's gonna itch me, you know, after a couple of weeks, couple of months, maybe.
Yeah, different situation,
yeah.
whole life, totally.
Yeah, definitely. So this is actually why I just only wear prototype and on a quite extended period.
How long did you wear this one?
2 months, maybe,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Very happy.
No, this is my kind of validation period, you know.
Okay.
Kind of.
Couple
yeah.
months.
Yeah, a couple
Okay.
months.
Makes
Between
sense.
1 to, you know, and some of the prototype takes a little bit longer because I like it a little bit maybe better than others.
What's your favorite Baltic watch?
It's gonna be ridiculous, but the next one.
Of course.
Yeah, for
Of
sure.
course. But that's
I mean,
a
you know,
marketing
like
answer that I would do the
definitely,
same.
definitely, but it's not a marketing thought. I mean, proper. It's really sincere. Because the fact is, you know, like I always see what we've done before, and sometimes I see that what we could do better.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, so this I cannot stand anymore because I want to change something. I want to change things, and you know, in a way, it's very good for me that I can fall in love again and again and again and again. It means that maybe people that have the same taste as me,
Will fall in love
kind of, can fall again.
So now we do a white dial with green stones.
Maybe.
It's not
Let's
yet
be sometimes.
launched,
Let me sometimes.
and
Actually, like with Moissanite, we got an issue with color because
You
it's
told me.
not possible. Yeah.
You told me. That is a shame.
It's a
We'll
shame.
find a way in a couple of years.
Sometimes, maybe.
2028.
No,
next
but
appointment.
yeah, definitely. No, but we have actually like pretty big project for the company, pretty big project for the watches, which are very interesting. And yeah, you know, like next year it's gonna be 10 years. Wow,
It's a lot,
getting
huh?
old.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's not in the same way. You know, it's been fast, it's been quick, and you know, year after year you do stuff, and you know, like you're always into that cycle. You know, like, but it's very interesting. It's
Want to
very
open
cool.
a Baltic shop in Milan for the 10 years anniversary?
Speaking of Baltic shop, we did open our first in Paris. I mean, that was maybe more logical than Milan. I would say. But you know, Italy is our fifth market,
Okay.
I think, which is
Still top 5.
still top 5, which is pretty good, I think.
What's the most sold watch in Italy?
I don't know the specific model. You
No,
mean?
the collection.
Oh, the collect? No, I don't have the. I don't know. I don't have the
I
information.
think
in mind.
we met Baltic as Italians with the GMT.
Yeah.
You were one of the first ones to do a proper,
Yeah.
cool GMT with a good look.
I just only know that before Italy was in 5th, that was maybe 7th or 8th, like down. Yeah, I don't know. Something triggered something.
Yeah. Maybe the
But
MR01.
it's actually very it's very difficult for us to analyze why and to analyze, you know, like I don't know, like something change in people's mind in one place of the earth, and you don't really know why, but it changed something.
Let's hope it was the Toledano and Casa post.
Maybe.
Who knows? That would be fun.
Yeah, but now Italy is getting, you know, like it's been years. It's been years that it's an important country for us, and you know, like frankly, we didn't have the opportunity to do an event here before, so this is kind of the first one.
We have a Polaroid.
Actually, yeah,
The Instax is ready.
perfect.
Of course. We're
Perfect.
gonna have one.
I'm gonna use
We're
it.
gonna keep it. No, I'm very happy for that.
Yeah.
It's a first step, and I hope there will be something
Definitely.
also physical
Yeah.
as well, because the most asked question is where can I see about
Yeah.
in person in Italy?
Yeah, so working on that. So basically, we opened our first showroom day one after the Kickstarter in Paris. And we always had that system of appointment where people could actually take an appointment to check the watches, but even on Kickstarter, you know, which was pretty new. And at that time, you know, like in between, I think January and April, the date we launched the Kickstarter, that was 2017. I've done 250 appointments in our office of glasses. So that was insane, you know, like the number of people coming. They were in vacation, they were coming to check, you know, like Montmartre, to, you know, visit Paris, and they were doing that small, you know, like, okay, I'm going to check Baltic as well. So that was pretty fun. So we had a showroom since the beginning. After we opened London, we opened New York in Soho, which is working so well. And the next step was to open a boutique. And so we had this great opportunity in Paris, very, very, very close to Place Vendôme, which is the most well-known place in Paris ever, and at least for watches, for sure. And yeah, we are 150 meters from the place. It's been open since beginning of November, and it's absolutely amazing. Changed quite a lot for us.
I'm sad I came at the end of you know, I came later to that, I guess. I didn't check it out.
You actually, yeah. So you need to check it out for sure.
I do. It's
and
a good reason to go back.
You've seen the former showroom,
yes.
which is still actually our offices, which is a great place.
Cool. Yeah, super cool.
It's a great place.
Not Place Vendôme, but
it's not Place Vendôme at all.
It's super charming. Honestly, it's super charming.
Yeah, it's a little bit more, like Eastern Parisian style, but it's pretty cool as well.
Really good pastry shop next doors, I think.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to have a pain au chocolat last time in Paris, but compared to the one I had next to your office, like, okay, no, not worth it.
Not worth it. No, but boutique is very important. Fact is, like we would like to open boutique everywhere, but it's pretty expensive. So we're gonna take our time. Showroom is the best way we found to be visible, to let people try and have our own experience, because we do have some retailer as well.
Not in Italy though.
Not in Italy though.
Think in Italy.
Yeah, no.
We need to fix that somehow.
Yeah, definitely. No, but it's a way to enjoy the watches, try them, and we're definitely working on that. But we don't want as well to, because it's pretty hard actually nowadays to have retailer to be able to have fair prices, because everyone is taking a cut, of course, and back before, before, I don't know, 2010, something like this, it was a very, fixed system in which everyone had his cut, and it was everywhere like this.
Same.
So when it's everywhere the same, it's easy.
You have to adapt.
Yeah. You do your price, retailer take his cut, distributor take his cut, and stuff. So it's okay. Everyone is living peacefully. But the fact is, maybe 10 years ago, the system has changed a little bit, and it started to change at least. And after COVID, the system changed a lot, and then friction, because retailers want to have their cut, same as before, of course.
Distribution is.
Yeah,
depending on the area of the world, more than country itself.
Definitely. And so everyone is still wanting this cut, but the fact is, we as a brand have a cut as well for us that we keep. But the cut is smaller than before 2010 and the old system that brands kept.
Online
more.
is also a big part of your business.
Yeah, it's 85% of the business, 80%. So we need to evolve on that. Retailers actually evolve on that as well. They do.
And they did.
And I think it's important for them to, rule of the game has changed. They need to change their rule as well as ours. But this is actually why, sometimes it's a little bit more easy to be in some retailer, and sometimes
it's easier to do yourself.
Yeah,
sure thing.
Definitely.
But then Paris is your city, so
Paris is. It's perfect for that. We have some retailer in Paris. Antoine de Macedo.
Okay.
Bonjour,
Which
Antoine.
Is different, though.
Which is different, and because this is the first one, it's gonna remain until the last day.
Is there any Antoine de Macedo special edition?
Now we never did that.
You have to.
Yeah, that would be a good idea actually.
There is a watch that can fit that.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And now Antoine de Macedo is working with our former first watchmaker. He was 18. Bonjour Charles. He was 18. He came into our first office, second one actually. And now he's working. It might be the right hand of Antoine Macedo in the boutique, you know.
No way.
Yeah, it's
No
pretty
way.
fun.
It's also lovely the fact that we're saying hello to so many people, which shows.
You've seen Charles, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yes.
100%.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And we've seen. We mentioned a lot of people. We said hello to a lot of people, which is very cool because.
Yeah.
It expresses the fact that it's your company even more than your project. It's your watches, but it's also a huge community around that.
Yeah.
Which to me is one of the most important parts of that, and I appreciate it. And, it's nice that
No, it's very important.
a lot of evolution also in terms of community. Just people that came in the company and went elsewhere, but they're still in touch with you. I mean.
Yeah.
I think that the special part of brands like yours and yours in particular is that there is a link between the people.
Yeah.
Like you're not far from the
Definitely.
customer, the collector.
Definitely. And we cannot be far from customer, you know, it's special. I mean, sometimes we feel we are really close.
Okay.
And sometimes, because also of that new way of selling watches, internet, we feel that we could be closer, but we are not. Because, you know, like tomorrow, we sell a watch, I don't know, in South Korea. It might be difficult for me to connect with the customer, you know, in South Korea instantly and perfectly. Even though, you know, on Instagram, we can be actually pretty close to each other for sure. But so, yeah, sometimes I feel we could be more engaged. And in a way, we cannot engage with everyone. So it's always challenging to find a way to be more engaged. But at least, you know, like maybe we're not engaged with everyone also, although the fact is if the customer want to be engaged with us, it's really easy. So it's kind of, for me, the reverse way, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Makes sense.
we are reachable, you know, like a lot of people sending me messages on Instagram for just, you know, telling thank you, it's very cool, I like this one, I don't like this on this one, and
Which is
you know,
great
it's
feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is great.
Yeah, for
source
sure.
of feedback.
And that's, I mean, that's perfect. That's cool. And sometimes it's really important, you know, to have those customer proper feedback, you know, like that you.
In the end, it's the people buying the watch
Yeah,
that matter
definitely.
the most.
Yeah.
Do you feel more like a trendsetter, or do you follow any trends?
I mean,
Do you try to follow any trends when releasing a watch and thinking about a watch?
frankly, like that would be a lot for me to call myself a trendsetter. And
No,
so,
it's not calling you. It's like,
yeah,
do you try to create something out of like following a trend, or do you go your own way?
I think we obviously
We all
do
do.
both.
We all do.
Yeah, we obviously do both, but a little bit differently. I mean, we follow trends because some trends, for me, need to be followed. I mean, you know, like maybe one of the last trends, I'm into it 100%, and I feel this is the right way, and I love it, and I won't, you know, like disconnect myself from this trend for the moment. Is stone dial. Yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, you know, stone dial, they are the only material that is different, that is naturally colored, that is textured, that is unique, that is, you know, workable, that you can find. I mean, I love, you know, black, glossy dial and stuff, of course. But I feel, you know, with stone, we open a new kind of chapter. Because stone is it's very old. We all use stone dial for, every brand use stone dial for, you know, like the past 80 years, whatever. But the fact is, you know, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not, I don't know. But for me, I feel this is something that needs to be used because it has a proper interest for the watch.
Totally.
So, yeah.
You're gonna do this in a cool way.
Yeah, we're gonna try at least.
In a different way as well, I guess, because
you know,
everybody did this time only.
Time only.
Nowadays,
no indexes, nothing. You just got the logo, and for me, it's pretty cool. But still, you can do better. I mean, you can integrate the stone into a dial that is still a dial on which you can you know, like work on design, on sector, on indexes, and give it more substance, kind of.
Totally.
Not just like this is stone and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and
definitely.
I think it's coming pretty nicely.
Yeah, I think so. So trendsetter, I would say not really. Sometimes we try to do something. This was something.
But this came early as well.
Yeah,
Like this came
early. We were first using a micro rotor. I mean, you know, like that trend. Maybe it sounds cheap, but whatever. I don't really mind actually. But you know, we used Chinese movement maybe for the first brand, assuming the fact that it's Chinese and it's okay. And you know, like, because there is a kind of
To me, this is super annoying because it's a critique I hear a lot about this watch. But it's a Chinese movement. And what I'm telling to a lot of people is that no, it's just saying it's a Chinese movement, despite a lot of Chinese movement that are still Chinese movement, but with a different, you know.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Chinese movements in the industry which are not claimed as Chinese.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what's wrong about saying it's a Chinese movement? It's nicely finished. For the price, honestly, it's super nicely finished. What's wrong? It's cool. It's
I agree with that.
Whatever.
But, you know, like people with experience in collecting watches might have this, you know, take back to be okay with that. Because, you know, maybe when you are entering the world of collection and collecting watches into modern and stuff, you don't really know that most of the case of the watches we actually wear are made in China. And for you, it's just only Swiss made, and you are following that cliche and not really, you know, deep diving those stuff of, you know, like it's manufacturing and stuff. Yeah, it's a very useful cliche that need to be changed for me, because I mean, whatever where the world is, you know, going tomorrow, you know, we need to have some transparency, because I feel, you know, customer, they want to know what they are buying, and they are right to you know have this information. And I feel in Swiss industry that was really hidden, like properly hidden. Like this is Swiss, this is perfect. Everything. Don't look clutter, you know, like. And yeah, I feel it's not fair at all. So
you want to bring the French perspective to it.
Well, no, not at all. I mean, you know, like there is some brands, even in France, you know, that try to do manufacture, that try to do to actually build a complete watch in France. I respect that 1,000%, but I would not do that tomorrow. Yeah, because I mean, I respect the effort. It's great, but at the end, it's very expensive. You don't have a real or proper, you know, experience about the movement if it's manufactured, which is good to try, which is good to do. And once again, I respect, you know, this, but it can be a lot of problematic. And you need to ensure your customer that it's working. And using the Chinese movement that we tested, it's working. So, and it's working for a price.
Sure.
I mean, of course, you know, like if you have unlimited budget, you can do everything. You know, like.
But it must be sustainable.
Yeah, it must be sustainable. So yeah, I feel this is a little bit. You know, like people need to evolve a little bit on that. I think people are evolving that way. It's taking time, and we always been transparent on the Chinese, you know.
But it's assembled in France.
It's assembled in France, absolutely. And that was where I was coming. But, you know, like we always had something to bring as a French, you know, like on the watches, was to assemble them. Because it's something that doesn't appear to be complicated, but sometimes it is definitely.
Logistics and everything.
Everything. So it's very. It doesn't seem to be complicated. It seems to be easy, but actually, you know, it's a real value added to the product.
And it's more expensive for you as a company.
It's
to have
way
an
more
expensive,
expensive. It's way more time consuming.
Sure thing.
We need to have really good watchmaker, and we are proud today to have a team as a watchmaker that people who come from Patek, that people who come from other really big name in Swiss. And yeah, I feel we are starting to have a team of watchmakers that are really, really talented. And until now, all our watches were assembled by a third company,
Okay.
which is not Baltic, basically. They're working for other brands. And in 2026, we're gonna have a big building in Paris.
Wow.
Where they're gonna be watchmaker. I mean, the building is big because we're gonna have the logistic. We're gonna be able to actually welcome people, public. We're gonna have our stock. We're gonna have kind of everything in the same place in Paris.
Baltic HQ then. New Baltic HQ.
So there is the Baltic HQ. There is the Baltic factory.
Okay.
Let's say, but factory without actually
Okay.
making things, just assembling,
them
and the boutique. So there is 3 actually space in Paris
Not bad.
dedicated.
Not
So
bad.
they're gonna be 6 watchmakers, 1 logistic, 2 people for the logistic, and we're gonna be able to welcome people, to show to the people that our watchmaker are working into France, into Paris, to do that.
We're just missing a whole Baltic. If
Yep.
there is yet,
Maybe one day.
done.
Maybe one day.
Done.
But yeah, this is one of the biggest projects of the year. It's not a public for the moment. It's not official, but it will be soon. Working on
There
it.
is also a watch that I love. That
Yeah.
I hope it's coming. So
Yeah, definitely.
honestly, despite anything, it's better to have a Chinese movement that big
Yeah,
than whatever tiny Swiss made.
agree.
So called.
Yeah, with the our second in the center and stuff. Always. 2024, 28, 24, 28,
Yeah.
24. Yeah.
Etienne, we unpacked a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy about everything we covered today. I'm very happy you finally made the watch and you chose us for
Definitely.
kind of unveiling that.
Yeah.
It's going to be public, but you're going to see that already on the 12th of February.
Yeah.
Sold on
Our
your
website.
of course. Limited to 100 and hundreds.
Yeah.
And let's hope they'll be sold out for tonight, I guess. Well,
Come and buy, like the watch here
Oh,
directly.
no,
You can actually, come into the restaurant and check it out. But you need to know where it is, which is trickier.
which is gonna be too late for you, I hope.
Yeah.
But let's hope we make another one in the future somehow together. That would
Yeah.
be so much fun.
Yeah.
Publicly, thank you so much for being here today and for
Thank you.
choosing us. This is gonna be the gift for the night. Unfortunately, not sold to anybody, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna get changed now, and
I'm gonna
we're
keep
gonna
mine, like.
Try them now. There is an Easter egg on the logo
Yeah.
for you to check out. So let's see if you're gonna spot there are gonna be logo changes and stuff.
Easy one.
Yeah, but not so noticeable.
Yeah, you have to still have a good eye, like.
Totally. Let us know what you think about the watch. Thank you for following us. Let us know which watch would you like to see next on the Baltic lineup.
Yeah, this one most probably.
Follow everybody here on Instagram, Baltic, Etienne, and Casa as well. Subscribe and see you in the next video.
Cheers. See you.
And see you in Paris.
Ciao, ciao.
Of course.